Hi, thanks for taking time to check out Fleet Connect Dispatcher, our brand new dispatching software. We just want to take a couple minutes and give you a brief overview of the functionality of the software. You can go ahead and get logged in with a guest account. And as it opens up, you'll see we are in what is called Dashboard. Dashboard is a quick overview, quick access page. It gives you a look at exactly what's going on. It looks like we have 2 calls in process here. We've got a new trip, edit trips, get the drivers checked in and out of their shift, as well as send a message. I want to touch on that just real briefly. Send a message allows you to do just that, send a message. And you can choose to send that to everyone, all the drivers, all of the users, or you can go in and choose them individually. A real handy feature if you're getting that message out there about that accident. It's blocking 3rd and division or something. So looks like we have a couple things going here. Let's go ahead and enter a new trip. Now all of our interface is based off of web forms, which most people are really familiar with. So let's just go ahead and enter in a phone number. And we'll just choose a fictitious one here, and let's do Randy Jones. Now, Randy Jones, we're going to use landmarks here, which is a real neat feature. It allows us to predefine addresses and save them. Randy is at Applebee's. He's having a great lunch, and he would like to go. He's going to go hang out and check out some computers at Best Buy here, it looks like. Now, we're going to make this for in the future. Currently it's 4:16 where I'm at, but we're going to make this for, let's say, 5:45 tonight. So we just adjust these times here. That can also be done with text right here. And then if you were for a different day, perhaps somebody's coming in on an airplane or something like that, or they just want to set the ride up ahead of time, we can just choose a different date. But we're going to stay with today for the date. Go ahead and close this down. And I always like to make a note right here, reminding everybody that is a time call for 5:45 p.m. And we'll go ahead and enter that trip. Now as you can see, that is for the future, so it did not come up in our active trips. As you notice, we're in a different screen now. We're down in the Manage Trips section. And those buttons at the top are gone. We're into the more in-depth area. We've got active trips, pending trips, past trips, and archive trips. As we go into the pending, that's anything that's more than an hour into the future. And here we have Randy Jones. He is out there waiting. He's a little bit more than an hour out. So we're going to go ahead and get him assigned just for the purpose of showing you how it works. So we're going to go in route, and we're going to assign him to Steve here. Now, once we've selected those, we'll choose the green checkbox, which sends the information out to the driver. And as you see, it has moved out of the pending, and then you get the message that has been notified to the driver. It moved out of pending and into active. Any active trips, regardless of their time, if they're sent ahead of time, they are moved over here because those are the ones that are in process. Now, as you see, we choose in route and sent it to Steve. As you see this notepad over here, if there's a message on there, remember we put that in the notes that it's a time call. We're going to hover over that and we can read it. Easily pops up, time call, 5:45. We'll also see that right here. We're going to go ahead and get him picked up. He is now loaded. We're going to again update that status by checking the green checkbox there. And again, we can drop him off. And we'll check that. And you'll see that he is now moved out of this into past trips. Here we have Randy. He's been dropped off. He is enjoying all the sights and sounds of Best Buy. These trips will continue to accumulate here. Typically, we suggest you clear them out once a day, but you can do them however you prefer. But they will accumulate here until you choose this red X. Now it says delete, which deletes it out of the active system and into the archive system. You check that. You can't do it by accident. You have to confirm it up here. And once that is done, it will be moved over into archive trips. The same thing can be done for a recurring trip. If you have a customer that rides every Tuesday or Wednesday, you can go ahead and set that up, and that will continue to regenerate until that active or recurring trip is removed. Managing your drivers, we can't tell you how to begin to do that, but we can tell you how to keep them set up in the system here. As you see, we have a kind of an extensive list of drivers put in this system. Adding a driver is just as simple as a trip. We can give them a 4-character ID number, which is what their the sorting information will be based on. Give them a name, a phone number, And the SMS text address is really important. Every cell phone carrier out there allows you to send an email to their SMS address and have that be delivered. That is how our system works. So you'll need to find out what the carrier is for your for your drivers, and you plug that in. An email in case you want to communicate things to them not via their phone, perhaps a home email. An emergency contact, and we find that is really helpful to have in the case of accidents or such, to be able to have that contact information right there at your fingertips rather than in a file somewhere. Editing the driver shifts couldn't possibly be easier. To take somebody on duty or off duty, you simply check it, add a couple more, take a couple off, and save it. Driver successfully updated. Users, your office staff, exact same thing. New users, again, username, password, which is how they access this system. An email for communication, and phone, same thing. Landmarks, which are that really neat feature I was showing you earlier in trips. This is where it's all handled. Again, you can see you can have quite an exhaustive list, which really speeds up your call taking time. And again, you just enter a name, an address, and a city, and save it, and it automatically sorts it into the list. Well, that's an overview of the overall system here. I'm sure you'll have other questions, but this should get you going. Feel free to contact us, and we'd look forward to hearing what you have to say. Thanks.